Well, working obviously with Kiss, Gene and Paul being the creators of the band, we all know the era, of course, that Ace and Peter were involved with them. But once those guys left, it was really always Gene and Paul's, ship to steer, and they certainly were very confident, and they knew what they wanted and which way they were headed. Although the music industry is a free for all, really. So you do always have to think about what you want and where you're headed and how to get there. But every time there was some sort of creative thing, I needed to earn my kind of like respect from them. They knew I was a talented guitarist, but in the sense of like now writing songs or getting involved in their compositions for the albums, or any other opinions that I might have towards making the band the best it can be. It took time for me to prove myself. The most awkward point would be, let's say Paul had a point and Gene feels somewhat differently, and then, what do you think, Bruce? And I'm like, that wasn't comfortable for me. Okay, because you want to be true to yourself, and eventually I found that the only way, if I'm in any position like that, I have to follow my instinct and be honest with what I think it is. Okay, I didn't always try to complete a song. I tried to get a vibe of something to present to Paul or Gene. I actually did like to present sometimes to Gene. I was less concerned about presenting a more more complete idea of a song. It's funny, there's a movie coming out just now called Hell or High Water. Well, that was the song that we wrote, okay? And it's a great title. It's a saying, people just blurt that out. And I had all the chords, but no melody for it except for the chorus idea. So then Gene loved it, and then we developed it, and the next thing I know, we have a song, okay? Paul, I would be less likely to want to present all that to him. I'd rather just I got this cool riff, and I know there's a song in there, you know what I mean? And then maybe we wrote Jungle, from this one riff that started it, or the some parts of, there'd be little sections of Tough Love from the Revenge album that I had a riff that Bob Ezrin and him responded to, and then we're writing a song together. I learned how to present songs to each one of them, which was a little bit of a challenge, but
so band politics, in a way, plays into the creative process too. Is that fair to say?
It's in everything in life, politics. A band is a family, and there's always a what I like to call the pecking order of who's really in charge. And sometimes in a relationship, an observer may think that the guy's the dominant one, and it's really the woman is. You know what I mean? So it's always hard for people to understand who might really be more controlling the situation and that person's desires happening. And certainly in many ways with Kiss, even though Gene is very much out there as like a big, everyone knows he's not shy about sharing his opinion about business, and everybody knows he's a intensely, intelligent marketing person and everything, and always talks about that. But Paul is super sharp, and in general, Paul's going to get the final say, not Gene. But a lot of people don't see that, from the outside. So that's why the dynamics of every group are a little different when you're on the inside, understanding things more than what you may see.
People still believe in the power of rock and roll music.
Hey, thanks for watching. My name is Daniel Sarkisian. I'm an independent filmmaker from Toronto.